I am sick and tired of people literally throwing insult to injury towards our troops by using the Veterans Administration and why it doesn't work very well as pretext, as a reductive argument to say we shouldn't even consider Medicare for all or anything else. First of all, Medicare for all actually saves our country money. The Koch brothers funded a study and accidentally found that out. So, second of all, think of the VA like a car. You buy a brand new shiny car. A car is a collection of interconnected systems that rely on each other. The big one is your engine. That converts your fuel into revolutions. Those revolutions power things like your power steering and your radiator fluid and all these other interconnected systems, and your brake pump and so on. And the car has comfort features, things that don't necessarily affect its functionality, but make it more pleasant to use. Radio, car seats that don't hurt, has safety features, seatbelts, airbags, so on. All these interconnected systems. Let's pretend our car is the VA, and my car over here. Let's pretend I decide that, you know what, I'm just not going to pay to fix it. When things go wrong, it's a dumb car. It never worked. I'm just not going to fix it. Who needs belts? Who needs brakes? Am I right? I certainly don't need brakes, right? But then a couple years later, a couple thousand miles later, after I've used it, and I run into a tree because my brakes didn't work, whose fault is that? Is it the car's fault for being a bad car, for being a poorly designed system, or is it my fault for refusing to pay for the things that make it work? Pretty sure it's my fault. And we have one party specifically. I'm looking at you, GOP. I am looking at you. I am wearing your color because I'm looking at you. That undercuts, that deliberately cuts social services, saying they don't work. Studies show they do work, but when you don't fund them right, guess what? They don't. And the GOP isn't the party of free market, it's party of captive market. Or I'm going to give the competitors I like all the government funding because they paid for my campaign market. So, yeah, they deliberately underfund the VA over years, over decades. It doesn't work very well. And then they cite that as pretext for, let's kill the VA, let's privatize the VA, which they've succeeded to a degree of doing. And let's never consider Medicare for all. Oh my gosh, socialism. If taxes are socialism, the founders of this country were socialists. They literally put, Congress can lay, I'm paraphrasing here, taxes, duties, excises, etc., tariffs, to finance the common welfare. So, if we're going to talk about Medicare for all, let's talk about how it saves money. Let's talk about how it would actually improve coverage, how it would literally completely rewrite how the working and middle classes of this country have to operate as individuals and as households for the better. You no longer be tied to a terrible job because you don't have insurance. You no longer have to worry about, if I start my business, how am I going to go to a doctor? A lot of employers say the reason they keep their wages stagnate is actually because they have to pay too much for insurance. There's some argument there. So at the end of the day, let's talk about Medicare for all. Let's talk about how even a Koch brother funded study showed it would save us money. Let's talk about the people who wrote the darn bill know how it works because they wrote the bill. And let's talk about why it's a good thing. But let's not throw insults and false equivalence rhetoric that only serves to hurt our troops into the mix. I may not like some of the wars we're in, but you go to war for us, you're going to have my respect. Full stop. So I say to anyone who thinks that using the VA as a pretext to say we shouldn't fix things in this country, one, either please do your research, please come to your own conclusions that aren't, right-wing groupthink, or two, if you're a pundit, do your own research and have the moral courage and the intellectual integrity to be honest or I don't know, find a new job. That's how I see it.